Welcome to the Daily Download, the place for all your gaming news. I'm your host, Nicole Wojnicki. Let's start the download. We start this episode off with some sad news. A World of Tanks Twitch streamer known as Brian Pashibrid Vignault has recently passed away at the age of 35. He was streaming 24 hours to help raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. According to Kotaku, he took a smoke break 22 hours into his stream, and viewers thought that he had fallen asleep. The next day, a friend saw him on Discord, a call and text chat for gamers, and sent him a message, only to have a detective from the Virginia Police Department respond to him and tell him that he was investigating Vignault's death. He leaves behind his parents and 3 children. Microsoft just recently announced that they will be expanding their list of backwards compatibility games on the Xbox One. As of the new year, they have added games such as Dragon Age, GTA 4, Banjo-Kazooie, Hitman Absolution, Borderlands, Mega Man 9 and 10, Battlefield, Fallout 3, and everyone's favorite, Doritos Crash Course! According to the Microsoft website, they plan to release more backwards compatibility games, and instead of making what they want to make backwards compatible, they're taking advice from the fans. Quote, "We're starting with some of the most popular and highest rated Xbox 360 titles. We're listening to our fans and working with our partners. We'll continue to update this page as more titles are added. We're continuing to listen to Xbox fan feedback, and you can request titles at Xbox feedback." End quote. For a complete list of the titles that are currently backwards compatible, head to Xbox.com, select the Xbox One drop-down menu, and click on backwards compatibility. Don't forget, if you want one of your favorite Xbox 360 games to be backwards compatible, head over to Xbox Feedback to request the titles you want. Good news for everyone waiting for Red Dead Redemption 2. We know the year and the season the game will be released. Rockstar announced that they were aiming to release the game in fall 2017, which is right around the corner. They have not released a slotted date for the game to come out yet, but we know that it will be around the months of September to November. That means you have 7 to 9 months to replay the first Red Dead Redemption again. So start playing! There's also some good news for PlayStation players as well. PlayStation took to their PlayStation blog recently to announce that anyone who buys a PlayStation 4 will be the first to get their hands-on select online content, and Red Dead Redemption is currently on PlayStation Now. Many gamers are predicting the game to be a prequel to Red Dead Redemption and show us the good old days of John Marston, before he was gunned down outside his house. The Nintendo Switch is out now and starts at $299.99, with 10 launch titles confirmed so far, along with one of the most anticipated launch titles being Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The game is so popular that Nintendo has already announced DLC for the game. If you buy the expansion pack, which is $19.99. After buying the pass, players will get access to free DLC packs. The first DLC pack will have free treasure chests input in the game that contain useful items and exclusive in-game outfits for Link to wear. This pack is out now and will be active as soon as you purchase the expansion pack. The second DLC pack will contain an exclusive, quote, Caves of the Trials challenge, a hard mode to the game, and additional exclusive features to the game map. This pack is expected to release in quarter 3 of the gaming season, otherwise known as Summer 2017. And lastly, the third pack will contain a new original story, a new dungeon, and more challenges. This pack is set for release around holiday 2017. Starbreeze Studios has put a whole $8 million into Psychonauts 2, the newest game the studio is working on publishing, so it can be available on all consoles. Starbreeze is also known for publishing the popular survival horror multiplayer game, Dead by Daylight, and developing The Darkness, which came out in 2007. Psychonauts 2 will take place after the events of its newest released game, Psychonauts in the Rhombus of the Ruin, available only on PS4. The studio developing Psychonauts 2, Double Fine Productions, posted this comment on their crowdfunding page, FIG. Quote, "We're really excited to be working with a publisher that has such a strong background in development. It makes them a perfect partner in our eyes. We're confident this will be a great marriage and that our game babies will be the most handsomest of all time." End quote. We agree, Double Fine. Since announcing their developer, Double Fine Productions has released an updated chart showing where all their finances towards the development of the game have contributed and added in Starbreeze's name to the chart. Psychonauts 2 is expected to release in the year 2018 with no official release date announced yet. That's all the news for today. Let's switch it on over to Raindrop Review for their review on the game that's been trending lately, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Hey guys, I'm Paul. This is Raindrop Review. Today we bring you a quick review and dissection of Resident Evil 7, a running game title that for the last 11 years has captivated youth and adults alike. A game that has now entered the newest level of gaming. A single-player jump scare horror game with virtual reality. The immaculate detail in the game is due to a method called photogrammetry, which involves 3D scan technology and real models to create a photorealistic effect to the graphics. As a game that gives you a lot of replay value and a rush of adrenaline, I would highly recommend going out and getting a copy, playing it with a group of friends. Series producer Masachika Kawada told us how the team over at Capcom brought the series home again. Kawada explained how Resident Evil 7 created a horrifying experience by changing the camera perspective so the player never feels like a spectator. He quotes, "We felt that a switch to the first-person perspective would heighten the immersion and bring the player closer to the horror, making everything feel more personal." We bring you some in-game footage to show you in detail the game.
Heck of a thing, ain't it? Sure shit beats the hell out of dying. My little girl has given us a gift. And this gift is with me always. As you can see, the family is only part of her gift. Which in a word means, you're fucked. Don't be scared.
Now let's head over to trending apps and see what they have to say about the top card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
Hi, I'm Ace. Welcome to Trending Apps. Yu-Gi-Oh! You know that awesome card game you played in middle school? Well, it's back in a big way, in the form of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links has been at the top of the card game category on the App Store ever since its debut. And that's not surprising considering the aesthetics, business model, and of course the card game itself.
It's time to duel!
The game has a blue traveling space theme to it. I know that sounds weird, but you'll agree with me when I explain it a little bit better. It's sort of transparent, and when you're dueling, it sort of looks like you're traveling through space, like in Star Wars. When you're not dueling, you're in a place known as the Duel World, which backdrops look like something straight out of the original TV show. The business model is great too. Players earn and purchase gems to buy card packs from different card sets. The game is not pay to win, as players earn gems for free by logging in, completing weekly quests, and progressing through the various stages in the game. There are also events that happen from time to time which often reward a hefty amount of gems. The gameplay is literally the card game that we all know and love. Well, mostly. There are a few changes from the original game. Firstly, you start out at 4,000 life points as opposed to 8,000. There's only 3 monster zones, 3 trap zones, and there are only 30 cards in your deck. The developers have stated on multiple occasions that these changes were made to make Yu-Gi-Oh! On the phone a faster and better experience. Some of the more purist fans don't welcome this change, but the majority, including myself, seem to think this change is a positive one, since the game is played on such a small screen. Overall, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links is a great port of a well-established card game and is giving games in its genre a run for their money. I'll see you in the duel world. Now it's time to hand it over and take a look into the future with Al.
Welcome to the Daily Download segment, a look to the future, where I, Albert Donor, your host, brings you all the juicy details about what games we might see coming out in the future. Today's topic, Fallout New Vegas 2, a sequel to Obsidian's Fallout New Vegas. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Fallout New Vegas, here's the 411. Fallout New Vegas arrived on the gaming scene in October 19th, 2010. It was the 4th installment of the Fallout game series following Fallout 3. The game, staying true to the roots, is an open-world role-playing game set in the post-apocalyptic version of Las Vegas. You play as a courier who is transporting a poker chip where you ambushed and killed over it. A nearby robot digs you up and somehow you survive a bullet to the head. Your journey then begins to find the men who killed you and get back the poker chip. The game's ending varied depending on what faction you sided with.
Location Bravo, Bravo, Charlie. The doctor is coming. Unit 15, reinforce Unit 16 at Defense Point Sigma Delta. Troopers have managed to contain several small riots that were breaking out in the area surrounding New Vegas. Snipers in position. Deployment node 14 to the southwestern flank. Unit 23, await reinforcement from Unit 42. Snipers in position. Repeat, snipers in position. Unit 15, reinforce Unit 16 at Defense Point Sigma Delta.
Whoa, whoa,
Delta Squad, redeploy. There is a confirmed report that the Legion mounted a simultaneous assault at Camp Forlorn Hope.
Alpha Squad reporting in. Thanks for the support back there. We've been assigned to ensure you make it to the Legate. How can we be of assistance? You're in charge of this operation. That sounds like a suicide mission, but our orders are to take commands from you. Unit, let's move out.
Forlorn Hope is the main enemy cache in the fortification phase. We have successfully defended Forlorn Hope. Unit 4, reinforce Unit 8. Snipers in position. Repeat, snipers in position.
Trouble.
Unit 15, reinforce Unit 16 at defense point Sigma Delta. Unit 4, reinforce Unit 8. A group of troopers that can only be described as ragtag managed to fend off a brutal attack at Camp Golf. I salute your bravery. Hold the front. Location Bravo, Bravo, Charlie. The doctor is coming. Snipers in position. Repeat, snipers in position. Unit 15, reinforce Unit 16 at defense point Sigma Delta. Delta Squad, redeploy.
Now, bringing it back to New Vegas 2, on January 30th, an article was released stating that Obsidian was working on New Vegas 2. Turns out that those rumors are just that, rumors. Several video gaming sites such as Kotaku and Forbes report that Obsidian PR manager Mikey Dowling stated, "We've said plenty of times we'd love to work on a Fallout again if Bethesda wanted us to. We just aren't at this time." So the question now is, where did these rumors originate from and why is it spreading like wildfire? Until we know more, this is Albert Donor signing off for the Daily Download.